J-Side on the decks! Leeds, Liverpool, Dublin to London! Dermo! Rolling the pub with the Spurs shirt tight, talking about trophies every Friday night. Silver hair shining underneath the light, Irish silver fox feeling dynamite. Guinness in hand, giving it the big un. Says this is our year. Every single season, dancing on tables, causing pure scenes. Believes Ant Ball runs the football machine. He's loud, he's proud, he's chatting all night. North London dreams underneath neon lights. From Dublin bars to White Hart Lane, Dermo brings the party again. Dermo the Tottenham fan, Irish silver fox, he's the king of the dance. Hands in the air when the bass line drops, singing, come on you Spurs! Non-stop, Dermo the Tottenham fan, moonwalking sideways with a pint in his hand. Silver fox swagger all over the floor, everybody screaming, one more. Silver fox in the rave tonight. Dermo got the place alight. Come on, you Spurs tonight. Silver fox under the lights. Taxi ranks singing football chants loud. Got half a Yorkshire joining the crowd. Stacey laughing while the speakers explode. Dermo still dancing in the middle of the road. Talking football till 3:30. Says Tottenham's massive with supreme belief. Hair slicked back with the Irish charm. Old school raver with the silver arm-com. Left foot slide, right foot spin. Dermo starts dancing, everybody joins in. Purple lights flashing, baseline kicks. Silver fox moving with the Tottenham tricks. Dermo the Tottenham fan, Irish silver fox. Everybody clap your hands, jumping round the club with a smile so wide. North London spirit with the Yorkshire vibe. Dermo the Tottenham fan, still shouting Spurs with a drink in his hand. From the first chant to the morning light, the silver fox owns the night. Same seats, same streets, same mates. Every other week, scarf up, heads high. Hear the cockerel speak. White and blue in my blood, in my name. Born and bred for the lane, for the lane. We are Tottenham, super Tottenham from the lane. Sing it louder, feel it running through your veins. THFC till we die, that's the way. We are Tottenham, super Tottenham from the lane.
morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to another edition of THFC To Be Died Newsbeat. Who is next coming through the Tottenham door to help De Zerbi win his trophies at Tottenham Hotspur? And yes, the Australian and New Zealand leg is over. They're all heading back to Hotspur way, and more players will be joining. Billy will be joining me in a little while. He's just running a few minutes late, so great to see Billy back again. Now, tomorrow night, just to get it out of the way, I won't be on. And I can already hear the cheers in the crowd going, yay, no Dermo, yay. Get that fat, chunky Irishman off our screen who can't talk Irish. Yeah, well, we'll get back to you now on that now, just yeah. We'll see how you're getting on. Right, now, welcome to the show tonight, as I'm telling you. Jesse, if you're watching, revenge is sweet, my dear. Revenge is sweet. It's a private joke. Don't worry, it's a private joke. Oh Lord have mercy. Anyway, I'm away for a few days. I'm away for 4 days. With Mrs. Tron, just to take the last few minutes we can take before the season gets going, and of course then I've got to put full commitment into this channel. But why I'm saying it is Billy and James will be hosting tomorrow night's Newsbeat, and we've got a special guest coming on. Ricky from Last Word on Spurs is going to join the lads. I'm talking all things Tottenham, all things transfers as well, and what could be happening, what might be happening going down the line. So guys, do me a favor, do come in and support the guys tomorrow night. I really would appreciate it. I will be in the chat watching and put me on questions in as well. So guys, tomorrow night it's a big day for the channel. Ricky from Last Word on Spurs joining Billy and James tomorrow. I will be back on Friday. There will be a couple of pre-records out on Tuesday and Wednesday. A Thursday night, James will be doing a show, a transfer show. Friday, I'm back, of course, doing all things Tottenham transfers, and then I'm back then. My next break won't be until the international break. So, guys, do support the guys tomorrow night. Do give them a big helping hand. But how are we all doing? There's a bit, I'm going to rehash a little bit of last night's news and maybe just add a bit more to the bones. I don't know what El Tel Cockerell's on about, but bring me the head of what? Alfredo Garcia. Okay, fair enough. If that is El Tel Cockerell or somebody else, I do not know. But yes. So we're just going to add a bit more to the bones, a little bit more news that's broke today, and a bit on the Bergville Gibbs White, which I did get a bit more information on today. So we're going to talk about that as well. Just get a quick up. Make sure Billy is coming. Sorry, just had to send a quick. I know, James. Okay. Right. Let's welcome a few people in the chat and then we'll get going. Big up, John68. Big up, Dermo and chat. Coins, big up to you. Thank you also for the 10 jewels as well. The golden coins. Thank you so much. Really do appreciate it. The man of the house is in. Yes, the legend. The legend. The sort of, he's just a legend. His legendary precedes him. Wayne Bodder ahead of him. A man of mystery. A man that's probably sitting somewhere. He could be Donald Trump, for all we know. He could be Donald Trump coming into my little channel. But big up Wayne, he goes, good evening. He thinks he's still in Vietnam. Good evening, Dermot and chat. Hope you're all well. Yeah, we're all well, bud. And thank you so much as well for the jewels as well. Hit the chuff and like, smash the subscription, take out a membership and join the Fantasy Football League. Yes, Football League is in the chat, in the community section. The code and everything is there. I want to say big up to Carl Simpson for setting that up for me, actually. I didn't go around to do it. Carl did it off his own back. So big up to Carl for doing that. But yeah, Jai, I hope you've got in. I hope you, Wayne, are involved in it as well. Thank you again, Wayne, for the 10 jewels. Thank you so much indeed. Bring me the head of Alfredo Garcia. Do you want to pop on, Eltel? Do you want me to send you the link, man? If you want to. Okay, you're in Spain on the week's holiday. Okay, fine. All right. I was thinking if you want to pop on, let me know when you're back, and then we'll get you on a few shows. But it'd be great to get you on again. Haven't had you on for a while, so it would be great to get you on there too. We've got Pure Coys, we've got Dermo. Send me an email, Nige, and we'll link up, bud. Big up Rodney Martin as well. And yes, I've got him good. I'm looking to win this year. James, I wonder if Big James done it. Has Big James done it? Right, let's start with the latest news. Right, and I think we're going to start with this Torres news. This was from Fabrizio Romano. Paris Saint-Germain, PSG, I've had new round of talks with Torres camp, and the decision will be in the players' hands. Now, from my understanding, look, the player's heart is set on PSG. Champions League football, guaranteed going to win medals, isn't he, for PSG, especially the league. And they can spend big money about it. They can throw money at it left, right, and centre. Tottenham are in the talks, though. Tottenham are in there and thereabouts. For one, my understanding is the Romero could be the key to this deal for Torres coming to Tottenham. Now, we do know we are going to get into it a little bit when Billy comes on. We're going to go through the Osman deal. There's more on Osman as well, and the clubs they're linked with. But with Torres, and let's talk about Torres a little bit. So let's bring Torres up. There he is. We do know with Torres that he is being linked with Real Madrid and PSG and Tottenham. Now, we do know the Real Madrid is not going to happen because he plays for Barcelona, and a player going from Barcelona to Real Madrid happens rarely than, I don't know, Haley's Comet coming around every 75 years. So we know that's not going to happen. One thing PSG have over Tottenham, Champions League football. That is the one thing they do have over us. But Tottenham are an attractive club as well. We're a club in London. We're a club that's going places. We're a club that's going to be successful. We've got a manager that can inspire you, I don't know, to new heights. And I think if you look at the both projects, right, are you going to go to a team where you're guaranteed to win everything, right? You're guaranteed to win every trophy going, right? And you may win another Champions League. I think they're my favourites to win the Champions League next season. So them or Bayern Munich are going to be my two teams. But 9 times out of 10, you're going to win something, aren't you? Then you look at Tottenham. We're a club on the up. We're doing well in the transfer market. We're bringing in decent players. We're getting rid of the players that have become liabilities and cost us points last season. I think Tottenham looks a better prospect. But we all know players can be slight mercenaries when it comes to money and it comes to winning things now. Oh, hang on. You're not here. Okay. Let me see. Try that link. Right. I can't see you, Billy. Right. I'll give him 2 links. Oh God. My fault. So I think Tottenham be a better prospect. I'd love to know what you guys think in the chat if you think he would come. And I think Romero as well can be the sort of way of pushing this deal along. I really do. I like him as a player. Now, we are going to talk about Osman and apparently about a bid of Tottenham have made a turnover approach worth 55 million for the Galatasaray striker. But, the Turkish champions were close to 65 million. I'd rather Torres than Osman at the club. Me personally, I do. That's me just being me. I catch up next week. Big up Hotel. I'm back on Friday. Big up to Jason Phillips. Are we going to sign any strikers? We better do. Yeah, we are. We are going to sign strikers. I reckon in the next 2 weeks, we're going to see a lot of incomings and outgoings. We're going to do that. We are. Sorry. I sent you too many links. My fault.
That's my fault. I was in the lobby bit without the other bit for ages, and I forgot to press enter studio because it was hidden in my thing. I was supposed to the enter studio button wasn't there.
Yeah, but big up to you, Billy. Great to see you back. Basically, what we're going to do, we're going to talk a little bit about the transfer news I got yesterday for the Football Takeover. Chelsea. Well, let's start there. Did you see the game? And look, for me, If that was Tottenham of old, we would have lost that with 10 men. Yep. This is a new Tottenham, isn't it?
Well, I thought, firstly, I thought the first half was really good. I thought we dominated them, to be honest, and then just looked really comfortable on the ball. Always had a plan with what to do in possession. It's just such a far cry from what we saw last season, to be honest with you. I know I'm not going to read too much into preseason and all that stuff and say that, we're going to win the league, but you could just tell that there's shape and ball there. And then we go down to 10 men. I think, oh God, what a pointless. I was honestly thinking, what's the point of a friendly with 10 men? Yeah. No, Chelsea wouldn't be happy with it. Tottenham won't be happy with it. They might as well have the ref should have just told him to sub someone off. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
No one wants a friendly with 10 men. I think it's the first time I've ever seen a red card in a friendly in my life, to be honest.
It is.
But actually, with 10 men, we still carried on the same, and we had more possession and more shots than Chelsea. So unbelievable, mate. It really was. I think Chelsea would be really disappointed that they were. I thought they were really poor, but I thought we were great.
Yeah, I did too. I do know what really impressed me a bit yesterday was our determination not to give up, not to give in, and we weren't going to be bullied into a defeat. Where I feel last season, Billy, and the season before, we were bullied a lot.
Yeah,
do you remember Mourinho's favorite quote? We need to be more B's. We need to be proper C's. I think we saw that yesterday. I think we saw that we can be B's when we want to be. Is that a De Zerbi mentality, or was that the likes of a Fernandes and a Tonali, and them players bringing Robinson as well, bringing a different attitude into the squad?
I think so, and I think it's just about that plus having a coach. The players know what they have to do with the ball. They've worked on it all summer. They're not guessing. You know what I mean? With De Zerbi, when they get the ball, they're not trying to guess what to do. They know exactly what to do.
Hello. You see that? Right. I don't know if I've lost hearing. Probably have. Billy, can you talk a bit while I sort my earpiece?
Oh, there you go. That was my fault. Sorry, not your fault.
Yeah, okay. Thank God. I thought it was my fault.
So yeah. I just thought that they got a plan with De Zerbi and fantastic.
Yeah. Transfer-wise, not a lot happened last week. A lot of rumours and a lot of speculation. One thing I can give sort of breaking news on is I was given news this morning. Now, a lot of news was floating around last night about Gibbs-White and Bergville being swapped. One going one way, one going the other. It's a conversation that is being had. There are in talks about it. And I wanted to get some sort of confirmation on it before I spoke about it. And I said, I got asked a question last night, Billy, and I thought Bergville, if he is to go, might run to a deadline day scenario where something might happen deadline day. Now I'm hearing this. And if I'm being honest, Billy, Gibbs-White for me is a bit, it's a bit underwhelming. But with James Maddison not playing any preseason and apparently being injured, do you think it makes sense? I think now it does, but does it make sense to you, or do you still feel a bit, it's Gibbs-White?
I'd be very sceptical with Marinakis. I just can't see them selling Gibbs-White in the same season as Elliot Anderson. I think he's a great player, and I think it'd be great. But I think it would only happen because it'd be quite expensive. They want to Bergvall in the deal with it or something like that. But I think long term, James Maddison is probably, because he's injured already again. I think maybe they've got questions with James Maddison and thinking, God, what's going to happen here? Because, he just come back from an injury last season. And, so I think if it does happen, they probably have to have serious concerns about James Maddison.
Yeah. And what I mean, I know Sonny's calling me out here. Big up, Sonny. And look, don't mind the pushback. I do not mind the pushback. You keep pushing me, bud, and I don't mind that. What I mean by underwhelming is, right, I think there's more positions we need to sort out first before we go for Gibbs-White. I think we need a left winger, and we definitely need a striker, Billy. I just feel we've got other players that can fit in that position. I think Gallagher can fit in there. I think Bergville can play in that position as well. I think Kulu's on the way back, isn't he? So he can fit in that position.
Yeah. Xavi as well will be back soon. Back in months. Yeah.
So when all these players are back, where does Morgan Gibbs-White fit in? And what I mean by underwhelming is, if you look at the signings we have made this season, and Fernandes, and Tonali, we're looking to bring in Osherman, we're looking to bring in Savinho, we're looking to bring in Marmash as well. We've been linked with him. We've been linked with Gakpo. We've been linked with the Newcastle striker. I just feel that De Zerbi priorities is more a striker than a left winger.
Yeah.
He may have scored 15 goals for Nottingham Forest, but would he be able to do that consistently for Tottenham at a higher level club? It's easy to play well, isn't it, for Nottingham Forest and be the big player in a sort of a small club. Forest is not a small club, but in a team that's struggling and be the leader. But I just don't think Morgan Gibbs-White should be the priority now. I think it has to be a left wing and it has to be a striker. Do you agree or disagree?
I agree. So if it was me, I think we have to get a striker signed immediately.
Yeah.
And a left wing signed immediately. And then, around deadline day, if there's a world where we can sign Gibbs-White as a bonus,
yeah,
brilliant. But we've basically already got our midfield sorted. Tonali, Fernandes, and then we've got Maddison who can play there. So I'm not too... And Gallagher. I think Gibbs-White is a much, much better player than Gallagher. No doubt about that. And I know he can play 10, 8, anywhere in the front three. But we need a striker more than anything in the world right now. And we need a left winger like we have done all season. And if we can get Gibbs, I can't see a world where Nottingham Forest let him go. So I think it's just a bit of a waste of time. And then, maybe I think we'll give Maddison one more season, and then next summer we could look to bring in Gibbs White if that's there, or Alex Scott or someone. I think Alex Scott is a name which we're not going to get away from this summer. Either, so.
No, I don't think so.
I only think we'll do one of those if Bentancur, Bergvall, and Sarr go as well, because we've got so many midfielders at the moment. We don't have any strikers and left wingers.
Well, I can give you a bit of an update on that, Billy, from the information I've got. I've got my notepad. I have got some done on a PDF as well, so we'll get through that. Just give you an update on that, Billy. Right. Romero, multiple clubs, out. Richarlison, multiple clubs, out. Vicario, multiple clubs. Loan, more likely than a sale. That'll be a loan with an obligation to buy. Jed Spence, multiple clubs, 70% out. Papa Sarr, multiple clubs, out. So they're the players that could be leaving, Billy. I want to start on Jed Spence. He is being linked with multiple clubs. We know I've got his thing here. Big up to everyone. Right, I will star some of these, by the way. I know you've asked the question, Billy. I'll star that as well. Big up. I know I've stirred the pot. With my comment on underwhelming. Big up to Jason as well. He does make a good point. Kulu, Gudis, Madison. Look, yeah, I do understand that, and that's a very good point as well. Look, I get it, Sonny. He should be a priority. Right wing's just a priority. His left wing, we get Gakpo, and then that's tail stunted. Savinho can play both. I will talk about Tell and that in a minute. And also, yeah, I agree. And this is where it's going. There we go. Right, there's Spence. Billy, I agree with you, Jason. We need to keep him. Multiple clubs, Inter Milan, Everton, and Arsenal are linked to him. Now, we know Arteta likes his versatile players. I think we should keep him, Billy. I don't think we should sell him. I think he had an exceptional World Cup. What do you do with Spence? He's going to want first-team football, isn't he? He's going to want guaranteed football. What do you do, buddy, with him? I want him to stay, but what do you do?
I would keep him as well and say that, he needs to be our starting left-back. I think, Udogi's still not played a game of pre-season this year. Terrible injury record. He seems to be injured again at the moment, even though, he didn't go to the World Cup or anything. Porro, De Zerbi called the best right back in the world. He said he loves Jed Spence as well. So I would keep them as a sort of mixture of both, because, there's going to be plenty of times in the season where Udogi gets injured, let's be honest. And I think Robinson's great as a backup and was good when he came on. Was good good the other day against Sydney in particular. I think he struggled a bit versus Chelsea, and the goal was his fault. But I think Spencer can be our starting left back. If he plays like he does in the World Cup, then he's going to start.
Yeah. No, I agree. I like Spence. I tell you one thing. I don't know for me, Billy, but I thought he'd grown in that World Cup as a player and as a man, as a person. I think he found he could go to another level.
I agree.
Look, he's not going to outdo Porro for the right back spot, is he? Because we know Porro's number one. Do you play him as left back, or do you put Robinson as left back, or do you play Spence at left back? What do you do?
I think I would play Spence at left back, and Robertson can always come on, 60, 70 minutes and close the game out and stuff. And Robertson will be, they're going to get plenty of minutes. This is Tottenham, there will be injuries along the way. We know that. And if, Pedro Porro's tired, you can put Spence right back and Robertson left back. They can all keep swapping with each other. That's what a healthy squad does. I think there are some times in football, and we've seen it twice happen to us. I'm not saying that Spence is going to go on to the level of these two players, but everyone was saying Gareth Bale was rubbish, and we had that 19-game thing where he lost every game that he played, and suddenly something happens in Inter Milan, and he turns into a superstar. Harry Kane as well. People were saying he goes on loan every season. He's rubbish. Suddenly he gets a chance in the Premier League, and he becomes a superstar. I know Jed Spence is a lot older than both those players is now, but I think the World Cup might change Jed Spence. I really do, because he's a confidence player, and he was one of the best players at the World Cup. I believe he now thinks he's a starting left back for England, as he should do. So, I think
he is. I think he is, Billy. And I'm not a bigger of England fan. I don't watch England a lot, but I do feel you got problems in your fullbacks, left and right. And I think once you get your right back sorted, and you get your centre back pair, I think Jed on the left, and you look what he did against France. Look at that long Boston run. We overlapped.
Brilliant as well.
Yeah. Exactly.
Just a little bit. He loves overcoming things, doesn't he? A lot of people were saying that Jed Spence shouldn't even be in the squad, and pundits were saying that as well. And then he ended up being, I thought, on most sort of TikToks and ratings and things, people said he was England's third best player at the World Cup after Bellingham and Anthony Gordon and stuff. So people were really rating him highly, and Harry Kane. Yeah,
I mean, saying about that, right? Saying about Harry Kane, we'll talk a little bit about Troy Parrott, because there is rumours around a former Tottenham player is on his way to West Ham. I stated the other night about Ollie Watkins, and I got slightly slated for it for my views on that. And this is what I'm talking about. It's about Osimhen. Now, apparently, this is from Last Word on Spurs. They put it up on their website, so big up to Ricky and the guys. Tottenham have made an internal approach worth 50-55 million. That's right, striker Osimhen. The Turkish champions want close to 65 million. Now, we also know, Billy, just let me bring it up here. I've got it here. Where's Osimhen? We also know, Billy, he's also been linked with multiple other clubs, PSG, Bayern Munich, most of the teams in Europe, also Premier League, Chelsea, Manchester United, and Spurs. And then you're looking at players like Ollie Watkins and Premier League proven strikers. We can't offer Osimhen Champions League football, but the other two, Man United can. And Chelsea can offer him, I don't know, a small bank. Are you with me? We'd be better off going after an Ollie Watkins, or do you think Osimhen is the man that can lead us to glory? I just don't like his attitude. I'm not saying he's a bad player. I just don't like his attitude.
I don't see a world where we can sign Osimhen. I really don't. He's on like £400,000 a week. He does have attitude problems, which might be a thing for De Zerbi. I think he's had trouble everywhere he's gone. Unbelievable striker, no doubt about it. He is the best striker that we could sign. Just can't see a world where Tottenham sign, and he's on 400k a week at Galatasaray. So even Chelsea couldn't. As Iceman says in the chat there, you'd have to sort of pay him out because of Turkish taxes and all that. In England, you'd have to pay him about 500 grand a week. So it's just, I can't see it happening. So I think Ollie Watkins, who will come in and, knows the Premier League and fantastic, but he's going to get goals. So I think I know every Spurs fan would love to sign Osimhen. It's just not going to happen. It's way too expensive wages-wise.
Do you know what? I'm not really sort of pushed if you sign him or not, Billy, if I'm being honest. I know that sounds ridiculous, and I know a lot of people are going to chat what they have to him or what you're talking about, but I've got this thing right. We're paying big money. We've paid big money for strikers, and there's never worked out. We're again going to pay another big money, say, if we did buy an Osimhen, right? There's no guarantee he's going to hit the ground running.
No.
And there's no guarantee that he's going to be a sensation in the Premier League. He's no Haaland. I just feel with Ollie Watkins, I think you've already got a Premier League proven striker there. But does he Does he work better with a Solanke or does he work better with the Ritchie? I'd rather sell Solanke, keep Ritchie, and stick Ollie Watkins with a Ritchie. I don't know where you are on that, Ben.
Yeah, I mean, I think you saw it in that Chelsea friendly, right? I thought Solanke was dreadful. I thought he looked way off the pace. Everything was bouncing off him. Ritchie comes on. I know it's a poacher's goal, but that's what Ritchie does. He gets poacher's goals. Solanke, I'm not sure what he does at the moment. I'm really not, because he doesn't score. His link-up play was poor against Chelsea. He didn't look fit.
No.
I've got massive concerns about Solanke. Richarlison, I did see the De Zerbi said sometimes he wants to go, sometimes he doesn't. But Ritchie just knows where to be at the right place. Right? How many goals have we seen where Ritchie's in the penalty box and he taps it in? That's what Ritchie does. And there you go. You can see that De Zerbi said, "I like Richarlison as a player, as a guy. It's unbelievable the Australian behaviour, but at the end we have to respect what he wants to do." If it was me, I would either sell Solanke and Richarlison and get in two strikers, or I'd sell Solanke and keep Richarlison.
Yeah, the only thing is, we know Richarlison is in the last year of his contract, isn't he? We know Solanke's probably got 2 more years left in his contract. It's going to be the player of the year in his contract to get rid of. I think Solanke, I didn't notice him on the pitch yesterday, Billy, for the first half hour of the game. I did say to James, is Solanke playing? But can you rarely judge people from 45 minutes against MK Dons and 45 minutes against Chelsea? Can you really judge a player going into the season? Or is it what he's done before, that his performances, and also not turning up for a North London derby because I've got a sore throat? Do you think things like that do stick in fans' throat a little bit? Especially the problems we were in last year. Richarlison on the touchline, up, down, left, right. You thought he was trying to get on the pitch. You look at him. You look at Archie Gray. You look at Xavi. You look at Bergville. All were injured players. No, boss, I want to carry on. I want to keep fighting. And then you go, Solanke going, do you know what? I've got a bit of a sore throat, boss. Can't play today. For me, as a fan,
North London derby.
I don't want players like that in my squad, in my team. I'm sorry. Am I wrong in that? Am I being harsh on him?
No, I don't think so. And I think last season would have taught you everything you need to know about the players, right? Because those that stood up and be counted when Tottenham were literally on the verge of being relegated, you're going to go a long way, And you've seen the likes of Archie Gray, and De Zerbi's made him captain every game of pre-season because he was there for Tottenham when we nearly got relegated. James Maddison tried to come back and risk his career to try and save us at the end. And then you have people like Solanke that were missing games through a sore throat. It's like, well, were you really trying to fight to save Tottenham? And people like Vicario and Romero are going to be sold because they weren't really trying to do everything they can to keep Tottenham alive. And people like Richarlison undoubtedly was. Solanke, I don't think was either. So I think last season you really saw what the players were like when the chips were down. And for me, we're going to be a much better team this season. But, the same happens when you're doing well as well. Who's going to really put their body on the line to help Tottenham try and win something instead of trying to get them saving us from relegation?
Yeah, that's true. Look, I did a poll last night, and Ritchie, I know there's only about 6 people in the poll, but Ritchie did get a resounding Billy to keep him and sell Solanke. Look, there is multiple clubs after Richarlison. We know, and these are the clubs that are after him. So let me just find him very quickly. No, I didn't get, or did I? Oh, yeah, here we go. Right, so Ritchie is Juventus and Fenerbahce, 25 million last year of his contract. I mean, out of the two, that's going to happen, but I just love Ritchie's. I don't know what it is, Billy. He bleeds the club, doesn't he? He gets it. He gets Tottenham.
He really does.
We get him, he gets us. You look at the players on the touchline last year, Billy. Did that show us a lot about players' mentality as well? Do you remember the injured players used to sit on the touchline? Out of that load, who used to get up? Vicario was one, wasn't he? Ritchie was another, was he? If I'm thinking back rightly.
Yep.
Out of all them injured players, can you name me more than 3 players that actually got up and shouted encouragement and couldn't sit down? Ritchie, Vicario, who's the other one, do you think? Xavi?
Xavi was there, yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. I just don't know. I don't want, look, striker-wise, who would you like to bring in, Billy, striker-wise? We also, by the way, been linked in with a 23-year-old Hoffenheim striker, Alaves. I think his name's Alaves. I think his name is.
Oh, yeah.
I'll get his name. I'll put it into the chat now. Who would you want to see as your striker?
Not 100% sure because Krupi was the one that I wanted, and obviously now he's injured. I'm a bit devastated. I don't think there's any name out there that I would want to sign more than Krupi. It looks like the one that they're going to choose is Gakpo, isn't it? But I'm not sure how I feel about that one. My mind is not made up on Gakpo at all. What do you think about
this gentleman? Well, we're after this player as well. A 23-year-old striker from Hoffenheim. His stats.
Not someone I know much about.
Yeah. Now, he can play centre forward, left wing, and second striker. He is worth 35 million at the moment. If you look at his stats from last season, he's on about 35 million.
10 goals, 7 assists last season.
Yeah.
That's why Barcelona want Aslani, so it can't be that bad.
No, it can't be. Just very quickly, but I just need to get a battery from my controller. What is it about Gakpo? Do you think that he brings something to the Tottenham team where other strikers don't, if you know what I mean?
Yep. So I think what's going on this season, and you'll see it in all the transfers. So if we look at who we've signed this season, we've signed Andy Robertson, Dubravka, Senesi, Van Hecker, Tonali, and Fernandes. Yeah. 6 players there, and all 6 of them have come from the Premier League. All 6 of them have come from the Premier League. So it's very, very obvious that they're targeting Premier League players only, which I think is fine because they want to make sure they hit the ground running. You know, we have how many times we go and sign someone like Javi Simmons, who's a brilliant player, but it takes about half a season to get up to speed with the Premier League. You know, Liverpool go and sign Wirtz, who's the highest rated player in the Bundesliga, can't quite handle it in the Premier League at the beginning. You know, it's very, very rare, unless you're Haaland, that someone comes from the Bundesliga or someone comes from La Liga or something like that, and they hit the ground running straight away. So they're very clearly targeting Premier League players. Gakpo is a Premier League player. He's played in the Premier League for the last 3 seasons. I think, you know, the good thing about Gakpo is he can play anywhere in the front 3, number 9, left wing, right wing, scores goals, gets assists. I was anti-Gakpo until I watched the World Cup and thought he was good at the World Cup. Now, maybe I think, well, maybe, you know, he could be a signing for Tottenham, but worry is it's a lot of money. 75 million apparently Liverpool want, and he's not. He's come off the back of quite a poor season. But a lot of Liverpool fans don't like him. But a lot of Liverpool fans also say, well, Slot was terrible last season, and a lot of Liverpool fans were happy to sell Diaz as well. He then went on to be unbelievable at Bayern Munich. So.
And this is James from Aston Villa. Says, hi, Domo. Tottenham will approach Villa for Watkins in the coming days. Villa don't want to sell Ollie Watkins. We'll video call meeting with Emery Villa owners for discuss his future. I would like this to happen, but what does he bring? Right, here's the question then. What does he bring different, Billy, to a forward line than, say, a Solanke or a Richarlison doesn't? Does he bring that killer instinct, that fox in the box, where you want your striker? Does that then give more room for a number 10 to blossom and more to do his role, where we know Solanke comes deep, and then that loses all sort of forward line in planning, doesn't it? Does Ollie Watkins give you that perfect number 9? Yeah,
I think he can do. I think, you know, he can shoot from distance. He can run in behind. He's good in the air. So he's got a lot more. I think him and Richarlison are similar in some ways, though, because they're both sort of, you know, running on the edge of defence and stuff like that. And I think the thing that Gakpo brings is he can play anywhere across the front 3, whereas, you know, Richarlison can't. And Solanke can't, and they would link up better with a number 10. So I could see it happening, but I think, you know, Gakpo's output numbers are probably better than Richarlison and Solanke, so it's an interesting one to keep an eye on for sure.
It is, and I tell you one thing though, Billy, what I do like about it as well, that I think Solanke's that he's a Premier League striker, isn't he? There's no bedding in. There's no there's no having to bed in. There's no waiting for him to get used to the climate to the Premier League and that. That's important as well, isn't it? Because you want a striker to hit the ground running. Yep. He will do that.
Yeah, definitely. And, you know, we saw last season with even Gyökeres and Sesko, you know, people that massive name transfer signings that struggled in the Premier League at the beginning. So it can be quite difficult, which I think is why we're targeting all of these people that we're targeting are, you know, Premier League ready players.
Yeah, exactly. Let's just go through, Billy, the outgoings at Spurs. We've got a few people. Big up to James. Gakpo, Liverpool are short up this season, so I'm convinced they'll let him go. Well, Liverpool don't want to let him go at the moment. Big up to Kate says Watkins is almost 30 for me. He isn't the answer. Well, Oshiman's not going to come because of the wages. I don't know who the answer is, but I think short term, I think he might be the answer. Long term, I don't know where we go. We need to find another Harry Kane. We need to find another Harry Kane.
Or we just buy Harry Kane next summer.
I rate for Tonali and Fernandes, but on the other, that Van Heckel, we had Ramirez and Sensi, got Van de Veer Robinson, we got Spencer Doggy. Big up to Kate. Big up to JC. Liverpool won't let him go. They don't have squad in depth. That is so true, by the way. Jason said Nicholas Jackson.
I think it depends if Liverpool buy Barcola, to be honest, because I think they would really. I think they'd have to sell Gakpo to get Barcola.
Yeah, I think so. What about Nicholas Jackson? That is a no from me. I'm sorry.
Again, I would be interested to see how it works, because I know he's good. He was quite good at Bayern Munich, wasn't he? But But no, I think it'd be a bit of a risk. It'd be a bit of a risk.
It really would be. Right, Billy, let's go through the outgoing, shall we? Let's start with them and let's get your thoughts on them. So we'll take that up there. Big up to everyone that's in the chat. Do hit the like and subscribe, please, if you can. Arsenal have just got Bruno G and they're in for Vinay Jr. We're looking for Ollie Watkins, Rashford, anyone. How about Liam Delap? Young striker. Can we mould them?
If he apologises to Jed Spence, then maybe we can all take him.
Yeah.
I wanted to sign him from Ipswich now, I have to admit. I think he's been absolutely shocking at Chelsea, though, so I'd have to go.
Yeah, I do.
I think you have to go back in time and get that player out of him. But don't forget, we've got a brilliant manager now, so if anyone's going to get stuff out of that player, I think what you have to remember about De Zerbi is remember Evan Ferguson, you obviously will remember him as an Irishman. Absolutely unbelievable under De Zerbi, wasn't he? And then suddenly he's been rubbish ever since. De Zerbi is good for these kind of players. He might be able to turn Delap into a 30-goal. What Evan Ferguson was quoted 100 million when De Zerbi was there, wasn't he? So, and now he's like a 10 million pound player, and now De Zerbi's gone. So it'd be interesting to see what happens. Mace
Emilio's going out on loan, I think, to a League One club.
Lincoln is, I think. Yeah.
Lincoln, is it? Is that a good move? I think, personally, I think it's a good move for him. I'm really excited about him. He's a good striker, Billy, and I'm calling them the new Robbie Keane. That's how good this kid is.
That's high praise from an Irishman. That is high praise. Yeah.
This is the new Robbie Keane, Macy Emilia. He has got exceptional talent. I mean, is it... How do you feel about Macy Emilia? He got a few minutes against Sydney FC. I don't think he did too bad, to be fair, but he was...
Yeah, he looked all right, didn't he, when he came on, yeah.
What do you think of our young players coming in for this tour? Barrett, Hardy, Archie Gray being captain for 3 games.
Yep.
Do you know the Archie Gray one? I'm such a fan of Archie Gray, and I'm going to bang the drum.
So is De Zerbi, now you can tell.
Yeah. How do you feel about him being captain, Billy? It was a good. Do you think it's him warming up to say this is what you're going to do? Do you think it's going to be a part of the leadership group? Do you think there's something bigger at play here? And also the young players who really impressed you with the youngsters that play that there.
Yeah, so firstly on Mason Emilio, I think apparently there were 30 clubs after him to go on loan.
Yeah.
Which shows you how highly rated he is at the level, And I think going to Lincoln, who are just promoted to the Championship, we'll see how he gets on. It could make a break him. We saw Will Lancashire had a really good loan in the Championship and now got a permanent move to Middlesbrough. Mason Emilio is younger, so he's only 18, so if he goes and scores 20 goals there and does brilliantly, then Tottenham will think, right, well, we don't need to sign a striker, we'll bring him into the team. I thought the youngsters in general I think there was a handful of youngsters in general that had a really good pre-season tour, and it was good to see them. The standout ones, obviously William Barnett was incredible.
Yeah.
Malachi Hardy was very, very good. I was impressed at Kyra Matin at right back and left back. I think he played left back against Chelsea, if I remember rightly. Or right back, he might have played a bit of both. Very, very good. And that run that he went on against Chelsea the other day, where he hit the crossbar, was unbelievable, wasn't it? So I know that Kyra Matin is really highly rated. And I don't know if you saw the quotes 2 days ago. De Zerbi said there are 4 academy players that are working on, which I assume are Williams Barnett, Byfield, Kyra Matin, and Malachi Hardy. So I think we might see them integrated into the team next season a bit more. And what a big thing it is for them 4 players. And then Archie Gray is like, I think the captaincy was 2 things, right? That Archie Gray.
Yeah.
One, it was to show De Zerbi that he's got faith in Archie Gray to be the future of Tottenham, and he basically said that. 2, I think it's also to show other youngsters, this is what you need to be like if you want to be into the Tottenham first team. Archie Gray is a role model.
Exactly.
Absolutely everybody, including the senior players, by the way, an unbelievable role model for Tottenham. So he's showing to those youngsters, look, if you want to be in the Tottenham first team like Archie Gray, this is how you got to behave. Watch what he does. Watch how unbelievably, good personality and character he is. That's what you've got to do if you want to be in the team. So I think not only is it good for Archie Gray, it's good for the other youngsters because they can say, if you actually want to make it at the top level like Archie Gray, this is how you have to behave. You don't want any controversy. You want hard work, determination, incredible attitude, and you will succeed. And it's just a really good role model for those youngsters, being like, look, this guy's 21, captain of Tottenham at the moment. That's what you can do in a couple of years' time if you stick hard, if you work hard at it.
Right, I'm going to put it out here, right? And I'm banging this drum. I'm going to bang this drum, Billy, as long as I can, and I will. I'll die on the hill. Archie Gray for captain. What do you reckon? We know we're going to get a new captain. We know Romero's going to lose it. Archie Gray, do you think he might be there? Or a Tonali or a Fernandez?
I mean, I don't see... I mean, for me, Archie Gray passed the test last season when he stood up when no one else did, when we were nearly getting relegated. Maddison, I think, would be a good choice to be captain, but he's just not fit. He's not fit. No. So, you have to maybe question, is Maddison going to be able to even play rather than be captain? I think Porro... What you could maybe do is Porro captain, Archie Gray vice captain, or something like that.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, or definitely in the leadership. I mean, if Archie Gray is in the leadership group at 21, that's a big, big step, isn't it? So
it is.
It wouldn't surprise me if you did see Archie Gray captain, because De Zerbi keeps talking about it.
Yeah, I just wondering if he's going to spring a surprise, Well, where do you play him, though? If you got a Fernandez and Tonali, where do you play Archie Gray? Unless he's going to change the system that he can fit 3 midfielders in. What do you play Fernandez and Tonali as 2 midfielders and have Archie Gray as a DM, as a 6?
I think Archie Gray might be a backup right back as well. I'm not sure he's going to start many games. I'm sure he'll get plenty of minutes and be around the squad and stuff. So maybe maybe he needs to be in the leadership group rather than captain. But there'll be plenty of games where Archie Gray plays, just because we know there's going to be injuries on the way. We know there's going to be rotation, and Archie Gray can play right back, left back, centre mid, number 8, number 6. So Archie Gray will get plenty of minutes at Tottenham.
I love the way that De Zerbi spoke about him being a player that he doesn't like playing there, but he does it. And he's right. It is about these youngsters leading an example. Him, Bergville, Lucas. We've got Barrett as well, Hardy. You look at Mikey Moore. That you can do it. Do you think the selling of Lancashire, and we know there's another, I forget his name off the top of my head, is going out. We know Scarlett could be leaving the football club as well. Is it a shame these didn't make it? But also, does it show you that the level you have to be to get into this Tottenham first team is very, very, very high?
Yeah, I think it's incredibly high, and it's gone even higher since we signed Fernandez and Tonali. We're signing really quality players that push down, and they improve the ceiling of the squad. So it is, of course, it's really, really high. But at the same time, it's going to be a long season. It'll be an even longer season next season when hopefully we're back in Europe. So these guys have got to stick around.
Jack Grealish, yay or nay?
No, for me, it's too injury prone. I think too injury prone
and too much baggage.
Yeah, brilliant player though. But I think there's just too much baggage there.
Yeah. Big up to Tom. He says Porro for captain. Probably right. He says the leadership group should be Van der Van, Gallagher, Madders, Tonali, Robinson before Gray. I think you take Madders out of that. I don't think Gallagher deserves to be in the leadership group.
I think Gray over Gallagher as well, to be honest.
Yeah, I do. I do as well. But the rest of it, I probably would agree with. Our youngest captain was actually Steve Perriman. So that's a good shout.
20 years old.
20. Davis for captain, squad captain. Madison isn't fit enough to be captain. No, I that's not a bad shout as well, Ben Davis. But I don't think Ben Davis is going to get a lot of game time either. Jason says, Gray cover for right back. Spence plays left back. Sell your doggy. Sonny says, I sell Gray before Spence. I don't agree with that. Sorry. I'd rather sell Spencer before Gray, saying that. Dermo, who has been the youngest captain of Spurs? Well, Steve Perryman. Big up to Iceman. Cheers, Iceman. What a captain he was, yeah. Van der Ven for captain and Porro, Gray, vice. I like that. Do you think Van der Ven was a good captain last year and I running? You went to the games, home games, more than me, Billy. What was he like at end of games, Van der Ven, as captain? Is he a captain that went round to pick up people's morale? Was he a captain? What's he like during the game? Is he a talkative captain or is he a silent assassin captain?
I think, yeah, it was a bit of a strange one. Yeah, it was a bit of a silent captain, I think. And I think, in the captains that we've had in our lifetime, I think, Lloris used to sort of lead from the back, didn't he?
Yeah.
And then after that, we had Son, who was very, very vocal, particularly before the game. And Son was a led by example captain. And then obviously, last season, Romero, you never really see Romero ordering other players, do you? It was kind of a bit of a strange one, wasn't it? So, yeah, it's interesting. And I think, the good thing about the Pochettino era team is we had lots of captains that weren't actually captains. So you had Vertonghen, Alderweireld, people like that were always giving orders and leading by example at the same time. So, now we've got players like Tonali and Robertson. They might not necessarily be captain, but they're still leaders.
Yeah, very much the 80s side. There was a lot of captains on the pitch. You look at the 80s side, there was Graham Roberts, Paul Miller. We know Steve Perryman was captain, but there was Tony Galvin, there was Ozzy Idealist, there was Glenn Hoddle. Players weren't backwards and coming forward. Players weren't backwards and having a go at another player. You look at all the most successful sides, Billy, over the years in the Premier League. They have more than one captain, but players won't be backwards having a go at you if you make a mistake. And I think, again, at Tottenham, we were too nice. I think that could be a bigger question. Yeah. Let's go through. Big up to Darren as well. Worried over the left-back position. Your dog always injured. Robinson, not the player he was. Well, no, but look at the crosses he put in, by the way, Darren. Absolutely. He's going to surprise a lot of people this year, Robbo. And Van should be captain. Big up to David as well. I would have said Van der Ven for his head needed a wobble last year. Matters for me for the club captain, and Porras should be team captain. That's not a bad shout. A lot of people Matters for club captain, and Porras. I just everyone can sort of relate to Madison. I think, right, Billy. We'll come to the end and we'll get these done quick for you, buddy. Rashford. 40 million. We know he's been linked everywhere, but these are the top 5 clubs have been linked to: Arsenal, Villa, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, Tottenham.
I would love to sign Rashford, to be honest. I just can't see it happening.
So would I.
Yeah, apparently he won't go to another Premier League team, will he? But I think it'd be a fantastic signing, but I just can't see it happening.
Didn't he play for Villa though?
Yeah, he did. Yeah. But apparently he would rather stay at Man United than go to another Premier League team. Who knows? Who knows?
Who knows? Do you know what? I can see this being a deadline day signing if we do make one.
Yeah, and if no one's got him by then we might come back to it. But I think that'd be fantastic for us because it'd be goals,
Yeah, as well. Absolutely. We've got this one as well. Kudi from Barcelona, right back, 27-year-old, 60 million, Billy. Bayern Munich and Spurs are interested in him. Where does he go? Look, Champions League football is going to sway a lot of people.
Yeah.
Why would we need another right back, Billy? What do you think the idea is for Tottenham going after him?
I can't see this being true. We just don't need another 60 million on the right back when we've got Pedro Porro. It'd just be absolutely wild. So, absolutely wild.
I think he can play in the left side as well, Billy.
Yeah.
I think he can play both. So
we've got two free left backs as well, don't we? So,
well, does he come in over your doggy then?
Maybe, but then we've still got Robertson and Spence as well. So it's just we'd have to sell 2 players there as well. It's just can't see it. Yeah, strange.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, no, I agree. But maybe have him on the left, Porro on the right, Robbo as a left backup to him, Kudi on the left, and then Spence as a right backup for Porro on the right. But yeah, are Tottenham building for next season? Do you think as well? For the Champions League campaign,
we have to be, but we have to start. But I think it'll be easier to sign a lot of these players when we actually get there, Because with Europe as well, you can rotate a lot more. With 1 game a week this season, it's going to be difficult, isn't it? It's going to be really difficult.
It really will. We've got here, we've got Romero. Look, we know Romero's leaving the football club. He won't be here by the end of the window. We know Man United, Chelsea, Atletico Madrid, Inter Milan, and Barcelona. I don't think the Chelsea links were true. I was told agents do put a lot of stuff to newspapers just to, I think you said it, Billy, as well, to get their players' price over. So I don't think the United Chelsea links are genuine.
Looks close to Inter, doesn't he, now, apparently?
It does. It does. I do you know what? I can't see him going to Inter, Billy. I haven't heard anything. It's just my gut. Yep. I think he's going to end up in Spain.
He wants Barcelona, doesn't he? That's very obvious. I think he's waiting. I think if he's obviously waiting for Atletico or Barcelona, but maybe they're just not interested.
Well, Barcelona have actually made contact with him, and this is why I was going along the lines of using him as a part exchange for Torres. But are the Italian and Spanish clubs a bit skint at the moment, though, Billy? A lot of this could be loan with an obligation, surely, if you can't get him out for cash. And it's 40 million too low for him.
I think in terms of his value, it's too low. But in terms of we need to get him out of the deal, or then we probably have to take it. We'd have to take any sort of money to get him out. But that's not a 40 million pound player, especially when you think of how much some of these other players are going for, like Lacroix just going for 50 million, Van Hecker going for 50 million. You know, Romero's on his day, Romero's better than both of those players. So I think 40 million is way too low. But we have to sell him. He's not going to be around next season, so it's one of those things we're sort of almost caught in two minds, right?
Yeah. Now, Vicario. We know Vicario is on the way out. We know Juventus, though. Juventus sign is there. I'm gonna ring Juventus next week. Can they change their logo, please, to white, if they don't mind? But this is the latest, Billy. Vicario is a strong contender to become Juventus' new goalkeeper. Tottenham Hotspur becoming open to the possibility of allowing a loan move. We know Italian teams haven't got a lot of money to spend. Now, I've just got an update. I'm going to stop you there, Billy. Morgan Gibbs-White, just let me double check. Breaking news, guys. Breaking news. Morgan Gibbs-White and Bergville swap deal look like it's going to happen. That is the latest news we've got on that. So, get ready. There could be a here we go tonight. Also, Torres, Osimhen, and Rashford apparently are all in talks with Tottenham at this present time. I'm just getting this updated. We know about Savinho. We know about Mayamash. We're in talks with their representatives as well. Sorry, Billy. This is just hitting my WhatsApp as I'm talking to you. So I'm very sorry. Just give me a few minutes. What do you think to the Morgan Gibbs-White and Bergville swap deal, Billy?
I mean, if it happens, it'd be fantastic. But again, I'm still just can't imagine. I can't imagine what's his name, Marinakis, letting it happen. But you know, I think if it does happen, then happy days.
Yeah. Well, also as we are reporting that Romero, Spence, and Vicario are all out. So and Richie all out. So Romero, Spence, and Vicario and Richie all to leave the football club. Apparently, this is all rumours until we can confirm it fully. And also, the Julius Conde is a potential. That is a potentially in, Billy. But the breaking news we've got here is Morgan Gibbs-White, Bergville swap deal looks like it's going to happen. And Ferran Torres and Osimhen and Rashford are all in talks with Spurs. And Romero, Spence, and Vicario and Richie all out. Billy, there's a lot to get through there with that latest breaking news I got from the people we use here on the channel. Anything you want to take out of that, bud? Anything that grabs your attention, thinking, interesting.
Well, I'd be delighted with all of it. But again, we'll just have to wait and see what happens and what doesn't. But I think the good thing is that there's 3 strikers there, right? And that's what we want. We want a striker. So let's hope we get an actual striker over the line. So I think that's our most important need.
Yeah. So what do you think about the Gibbs-White and that? Look, we started the show about...
I'd be very sceptical about it, to be honest. I'm not 100% sure about that one. And
no, I'm not.
Be brilliant. I would love it, but I'm not sure.
As I say, all the information we give you guys are nothing's ever certain, nothing's ever 100% because we know transfer windows are fluid. We know things can happen at any minute time. It's like waiting for a train. Billy will tell you this. Billy waits for a train and it's an hour late. The next morning he gets there, there's 3 waiting for him. So it is fluid. I know what the British transport system's like, Billy. I spent years going on the train to London to working in London, so I know what it's like, mate, especially the underground. But all these are rumours unless 100% confirmed. And all these are talking points until 100% confirmed. I'm not sitting here saying this is 100% going to happen. I just get the news and I pass it on to you. And you guys can make of it what you will. That's what I'm here for. I'm your information master. You're looking at Torres.
I would love absolutely any of those names, to be honest. I see Torres might be going to PSG, but I'll take any 3 of those for sure.
Now, it doesn't mean that, of course, Torres is in talks with PSG. We did say that earlier, Billy, and we know he's in talks with Tottenham. Do you think if Barcelona got Romero, do you think that's what might swing that deal?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I think if Barcelona won him, then that'd be a great deal for everybody.
Yeah, it will. Billy, we've got a couple of questions for you, bud, and we'll end off there. You okay for 5 more minutes?
Yeah,
get these questions. Yeah. Colin says, Billy, I would sell Danso and keep Hardy around squad interest of loans. What's your opinion?
I would sell Danso and keep Hardy. I wouldn't sell Danso. I think that'd be a bit early to sell Danso just yet. I think maybe after next season, I'll keep him around. You can still keep Hardy around as well. I think Danso has got to be our backup centre back at the moment. I can understand why, because Danso was pretty poor against Chelsea, wasn't he? I mean, he came on and got sent off in 3 minutes, but Danso was great for us last season. But I think long term that'd be a good swap to make for sure. I think Hardy is going to be a break into the first team very soon. I wouldn't sell Danso just yet, though. I'd give him another season first.
Yeah. Okay. Then we've got. Osherman Leo. Iceman says, an Osherman Leo signing will push us to another level. How excited are you, Billy, as a Spurs fan, seeing what we're doing? We know the ownership had to do it, Billy, because of 2017 signing. But is this going beyond your wildest dreams? Who we've been linked with, who we're bringing in? Are you sitting there thinking, who stole the credit card? Have they worked it out yet?
It is, but we still need to sign a striker and a forward. So when that happens, that's when we can definitely say it's been a really good window. So I think we definitely need a forward and a left winger. Yeah.
Yeah, you look at it, Billy, right? You look at the window as a whole, and you look at next season, it could cause us a bit of hassle with FFP and PSR, and that's whatever it is with the new rules. It is a loophole Tottenham are exploiting at the moment. We're doing nothing legal. We're doing everything above board. It is a loophole. Can you see that loophole being closed next season financially to stop other clubs gaining an advantage? Because a lot of people say we are gaining a slight advantage because we can spend up to 85%. Teams in Europe can only spend up to 75% of their total earnings. Would that loophole be closed, do you think?
I don't think so, no, because all we're doing is spending what we make. So, we're not doing anything wrong. So, no, I don't think it would be. So, I do believe next year the rules are being more into, to the squad cost ratio rules rather than the PSR rules. But, Tottenham are not doing anything wrong. We're just spending what we have. So, there's no loophole on us. We'll be fine.
Yeah, we will.
I know I've seen some people say that they shouldn't be able to spend concert money on football, but the concert comes from our club. So, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, we love a good concert now, don't we, Billy?
Yeah.
Pick on the next one. Yeah, I can see me and Billy are there. We're in the Jay-Z. Beyonce's coming back. We'll definitely be at Beyonce. Anyway, moving on quickly before I get myself divorced by saying that comment. Gibbs raises standards and gives us goals. Please let it happen. If we got Morgan, Gibbs White, Osherman, then that would be unreal and the best window in my 45 years. Yeah, Billy, is this turning into the best window of your years supporting Tottenham?
Oh, yeah, of course it is already. We've broken the transfer record twice. So we still need a strike. Unfortunately, I can't see Gibbs White or Osterman actually signing for us. But if they do, then happy days. But it already is. But we still need that striker and left winger. If we got Osterman or Gibbs White, then I think that'll go to 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. Unfortunately, I just can't see it happening. But you never know.
I mean, Jason's right. Through sales, we can raise at least another 180 million.
We still haven't sold Romero, Spence, Vicario, Richarlison. That's 4 players there. That's a lot. Sarr, Benton, Kerr. There's still 7 or 8 players to go. So we're going to make a lot more.
A lot more. Billy, Bentancur and Sarr. We know Sarr could be out. I did say multiple clubs. Bentancur, what are you going to do with him, buddy?
I would keep him around for one more season.
He won't get a lot of game time, will he? Right. And then we've got this one from One Spurs King. Big up. Rivals are laughing at us for having Beyonce concerts. Now they're crying and now spending Beyonce money. How quickly before every other Premier League club does this, Billy, gets concerts?
I know, that's the thing. Everyone's complaining about it. Why don't you just start doing the same is my question.
Yeah.
Why don't you start honing your own concerts? And then you won't have to complain anymore. So, Tottenham mapped out a pathway because all these clubs were complaining about the Big Six and PSR. Tottenham showed you, well, actually, hang on, if you want to compete with them, this is what you do. You turn your stadium into a money-making machine and then you follow this way. And instead of everyone saying, oh, let's do that the same, everyone's going, ban Tottenham, and everyone's moaning about us. So the pathway is there; they just got to follow it. And I will say as well, I'm never particularly like to big him up, but Daniel Levy did show the way for clubs to do it, and to be fair to him, it worked. But I don't think he would have ever been spending this money to get there.
No, I think he's in your house telling you to say that, Billy. I think he's somewhere in the background. Yeah, you say that about me. Yeah, go on.
But I will say, this transfer window would not have happened with Daniel Levy here.
No, yeah, I agree. And also, why Daniel Levy wants to come back to the club, it's apparently Johan Lang gives the best head rub in the business. Apparently, he made his head shine. I thought you were going to
say something very different there.
No. He made Daniel Levy's head shine more brightly than any other football director at Tottenham ever did.
Hopefully the head on his head, this head. Is what we're talking
about. I was talking about there. You get your mind out of got a level, you. God, I talk something nice and you take it right down to the bottom. Right. It's not that type of show. Used to be, but not anymore. We've grown up. Right, guys. And that is it.
On that
bombshell that Billy thinks I like giving Daniel Levy special surprises. No, I don't. That was your THFC Who's Next round transfer show. Now, tomorrow, I am not here, and I can already hear the people cheering. Yay! No demo! Yay! For the week. Yeah, but back on Friday. Boo! Right. Billy and James are taking charge. Yeah, they're taking charge of the asylum. So, Billy, you better look after James. He runs right. Big up, James.
I think James will be looking after me more like.
But we do have a special guest, and I will be in the chat, but I am so buzzing. Hopefully, we can get him on again when I'm back off my 4-day holiday. But who's coming on tomorrow night, Billy? Because I'm absolutely buzzing for this.
Yeah, the man Ricky is coming on. He's been trying to come on for the last couple of weeks, but we haven't managed to get it, sorted. He's got young children on the holidays, but tomorrow he is here.
So we've got that, Billy. So tomorrow's about De Zerbi's revolution. So you're going to talking about De Zerbi, the revolution under him. What else you'll be talking about tomorrow night, buddy?
I'm sure we'll be thinking about pre-season so far, what Ricky thinks of the transfer window, all those kind of things. Who are the standout players from pre-season that he's been impressed with. And then we've got the big one on Saturday against Getafe, don't we? So,
yeah. Are you going?
I'm not going. I'll be watching. I'll be definitely be. I don't think you can. Otherwise, I would go. But I don't think they let people in.
Well, we'll tell you what. We're doing a test run on Saturday of all this week, or especially with Hoffenheim with all our match day content. So we're going to do a dry run of our match day content. Hopefully, Billy will be on Saturday, get him at half time, get his thoughts, full time as well. Guys, then there'll be a couple of pre-records dropped out Tuesday and Wednesday. James is on Thursday, again with Billy as well, talking all things transfers. I'm back Friday. Me and Billy will be back. As I said, Billy's joining the channel now full-time this season. I am so pleased, Billy, we have got you joining us because you bring a different insight. You're well loved by our subscribers, by people that watch the channel. Everyone loves you to think you're great, and I do too. I think
love being here, my friend.
You're absolutely great in your way you talk about Tottenham and your thoughts and your views. You keep me on my toes, which I like. I like a co-host doing that. A bit like Jim White and
Simon Jordan.
I can call you Simon Jordan because that is the key. So I'm gonna have to think of another.
Gabriel Bungalow. As long as you don't call me Gabriel.
Jamie O'Hara. There we go. You've got a bit of Jamie O'Hara about you. As long as you don't put on an Ange mask, I will be impressed. Not impressed.
I definitely won't be putting on any Ange mask, that's for sure.
But on that bombshell, we leave it there. Thank you all for watching. 8 o'clock tomorrow night. Join James and Billy and Ricky from Last Word on Spurs. Guys, any more breaking news, I'll bring to you first and fastest tonight. But guys, take care. Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.
Roberto De Zerbi, we trust. Thank you, Billy.